All right. So I think we left off at.
So I had asked you what the connection was between counseling and coaching. What was the
Okay. Well,
there?
it was just like I said before, I wasn't thinking about connecting with kids or having relationships with them and helping them out with things beyond football. But it turned into that when I actively started coaching. It turned into them coming to you with other stuff once they started to trust you and things like that. And just the fact that somebody trusted me like that and considered me important to them and were making positive changes based on things that I had tried to work with them with, or based on things that I was saying. Well, not only did it feel good, but it's a powerful feeling to know that somebody trusts you and thinks high enough of you to make decisions in their life based on things that you're telling them.
Right.
It's like we'd be in football practice, and while we were in kicking stations, the linemen were just kind of standing around waiting for the next station. And I'd have guys asking me things like, how'd you go to college, coach, or how'd you pay for it, or what'd you do, or this, that, and the other. And I'd tell them, I said, well, I probably could have took out student loans, and if I was more assertive or more diligent, I probably could have found grants to do, but I ended up working my way through. But as I was going through college, I started to learn about those things, and sometimes it just takes doing it, and then you'll learn after the fact, or OJT, on the job training. But one thing I think they got a lot from me was that, because I'm a lot like them, where I wasn't a great student, but I had to struggle and figure out how I was going to succeed as I was doing it. And I think the reason why they were more willing to listen to me is because they could kind of connect with that situation. And I said, look, guys, I'm not Albert Einstein, or I'm not the best student. I didn't come out here with A's or stuff. But if it's something you want for yourself, you can have it, and you'll discover those things. And there was a couple kids in particular. One kid, Enrique, where he was wanting to go in the military, and none of his family were interested in military things and stuff like that. But I was a military brat, and he was wondering, well, I want to go in the military. How do I go in there and do the job I want to do and make the most of my education and get a college education? What's the best route to that? So, I talked to him about ROTC, OCS, and different options available to him. And he ended up making a lot of his decisions, based on solutions that we had come up with together. And when he comes back into town and we have dinner together periodically, he likes to go to Klondike's Pizza, so he'll come with me and my family on Tuesdays over there, and he just tell me how he's doing and how he's glad that we had those talks, and that it kind of not only gave him clarity, but just kind of reassured the decisions he was making. And I was, and that's, for me, it's a big source of pride. He got some medal, doing something after some military training, and he wrote in there on Facebook, "I'd like to thank you, Coach, for teaching me, these things, and just kind of pointing me in this direction, and I'm glad that I could talk to you, blah blah blah." And that's a big deal, to have to think that you play that role in somebody's life.
So it's the mentoring part that's really what connected you to the counseling part.
Yeah.
So going back to what your main concern is that you feel like maybe the job won't ultimately be what you're looking to do, but do you think that mentoring is going to be something that you stop having a passion for?
No, I don't think that's
Not
the
that
case.
part.
But I look at the.
You're worried about pushing too many papers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I see the counselors at my job, and I don't want to get into office politics and that type of dynamic, because there's that workplace dynamic that I'm concerned about. But there is that thing where I see our counselors just kind of stuffing kids into classes, and they don't get a chance to really talk with them on that level, and and I don't want to get in there and feel like I feel more like a counselor as a coach than I do as a counselor. So I mean, of course, I'd be earning better money doing that, but I want the money and I want like a job. I want satisfaction and
Right,
fulfillment.
yeah.
You know, so.
Well, do you think that ultimately the counseling, say you get to this position in the counseling, do you think that that could be somewhere where you would be like, I'm not able to actually counsel these kids, so maybe I can make some systematic changes to where, like, maybe you could be influential that way, where not just you get to actually counsel, but maybe
Everybody else.
like maybe you know that that's passionate in it for you. So would there be a future in something like that for you? Like if you got to that point, like could you be like, okay, well here we are, how do we fix this? And you can then use that as a position to gain passion and still be able to really help these kids, maybe even at a bigger scale than just one-on-one helping them.
Well, you know what, the one-on-one is that appeals to me the most, but you know, I haven't really given much thought to try to change the system from within, so to speak, and that type of stuff appeals to me, but you know what, I want to get the LPCC too, to kind of like give myself the option to deal with people on the individual basis, or if high school doesn't work out, but it just seems, everything seems so far away. You know, we don't graduate till summer 2016. Then after that, it's another 3,000 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
but I think you were right when you were catching on to the whole, you want to do the LPCC, because that gives you that safety net where you know that if this isn't what you want to do, that you have somewhere else you can go with it.
Yeah.
You didn't waste your time, and you can still take this and go somewhere else. So I think you were on the right track when you're thinking about just giving yourself a separate option instead of just, I know it seems far away.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
You know, especially after getting that, but it'll be soon though. I mean, you're not going to get tired of counseling that quick, so it's going, you know, by the time you're done with the LPC.
Yeah.
I would hope not. I mean, unless you go in there and it's nothing that you want to do. But
well, you know, it's just maybe it's just the fear of the unknown, and so you know, I really haven't delved in the ways in which I would try to alleviate that fear, but I kind of resolve myself to the fact that, you know, like I have to see this thing through in order to either enjoy the benefits or suffer the consequences of my decision. But I really haven't figured out how I'm going to kind of like deal with that concern about, is this going to be what I hope it be? You know, until I get there.
Yeah, and I guess realistically, like, you can't really know that. I mean, are you shadowing counselors right now doing the job?
You know what? Like I said, the ones that I have shadowed are right now just pushing a lot of paper, doing registration. That's what's scaring me. Is that you know, I don't really see them talking to people, helping them resolve issues. And
are you seeing counselors in the same within the same school district? Have you gone outside of your school district to see if maybe things are different?
Not yet. But just as of right now, it's just been the counselors at the school that I've been working at. But you know, and I've talked to counselors from other schools within the same district though, and they kind of described their experience as being very similar to what's going on at our school.
Too many students, not enough time to.
So like, you know, I know that the thing that makes me hopeful is that the mode of, or the modality of what they want a counselor to do is changing, but will it change soon enough? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like, will when I emerge into the profession, will I be just stuffing people into the classes and working on schedules and stuff like that, or will I have a chance to talk to people about issues or help them resolve stuff and things like that? You know, it's kind of a evolving thing with counseling, you know. So.
Well, I mean, is there anything right now a concrete thing that you can do, that you can go get any information or anything you can do right now that could alleviate some of this for you?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I could probably go to the district and see what their long-term plans are for their role as counselors, and maybe try to feel somebody out there and ask and maybe talk to counselors like, okay, I know you guys are doing this, but you know, has there been any talk about what they want your role to be long term in terms of working with students? And
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think it's a great place to start.
Yeah, so so I, you know, maybe that's something to do to just kind of like kind of quell the fears a little bit, and then like I mentioned earlier, I think, no matter what I choose, something will be popping up in the back of my mind, make me think that like, what am I working towards? Is this it? Is this where I'm supposed to be going? But yeah, but yeah, I guess that's a good place to start.
Alright,
It's just
good.
kind of gain some
All right,
knowledge.
well, let's have you do that
Okay.
then. This time, go and speak to someone.
Yeah.
And maybe take a look at those Common Core, those new changes to it, and see how that really. Have you taken a look at those specifically?
No.
Yeah, so maybe take a look at the new Common Core and talk to people. Can you explain this to me? How's that gonna? Do you foresee it actually changing where we're at in however many years, and just maybe get an idea from them as to whether or not they think it's gonna hogwash away or if it's really
Yeah.
what the
Okay.
outlooks looks like.
Yeah. I can appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
All
for
right.
coming and see me. We'll see
cool.
you next time.
Until next time. All right. I don't know if I stayed in the frame.